Hi everyone, welcome to my vlog. My name is Priyanka, and today we are going to learn how we can correct our life so that we can go on to a journey of self realization and a journey where life looks very easy. Now, I know it's not looking easy right now. Your life looks very difficult. Probably you're on a road where you know you're standing in the middle, and one side is a cliff, and the other side is a ditch. So, cliff represents your future endeavors. Everything looks very difficult. You cannot climb that steep cliff, and your past represents the ditch. So everything looks like it's so bad right now. And the thing is that you don't know how to go on to this path where everything is lush green. There are big meadows with beautiful flowers around, and that's supposed to be your life. But your life doesn't look that way. Your life looks very tragic right now. And most of us, we make our life tragic actually, except if you lose a near one. But other than that, every tragedy of your life has been built around your own mindset. And once you learn that you can change that mindset, has a plan for you. And today we are going to understand how we can be a part of that plan, because most times we don't work according to the divine's plan. We lose our path. We go everywhere except where divine wants us to go. And 99% of the time we are just having a conversation with divine where we're blaming the divine, blaming God, that I prayed so much, I did all of my fasts, I did this, I did that, and yet I am not able to achieve my goals. My life looks very difficult right now. So let me tell you, God has a plan for you, and it is time for you to unravel your life and walk on the path that God has given for you. The problem is that we don't understand that God has a plan for us. We don't understand that most of the times you're just blaming divine for something that we've done. So it is time for us to change our mindset. It is time for us to create an alignment with the divine. So most times what we do is we receive blessings from the divine and we take them for granted. And then we become forgetful of the fact that we are the ones who are creating a reality. We are the ones who are creating everything around us. And then when we lose our ways, life becomes difficult for us, we start blaming the divine. So this is where we have to change our mindset. We have to become more aligned with the divine power, and you don't need to do anything drastic here. Maybe for some it'll be a very drastic step, because changing your thought process does sound a little bit drastic, because you're so used to thinking a certain way, you're so used to behaving a certain way, that it becomes very difficult for you to change your thought process. So how do we change our thought process? Coming on to the first point, what do we need to understand about divine? The problem with most of us is that we think that God is not there for us. He's there for everybody else except us. He's there for our brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, and aunts, even our parents, but He's not there for us. Now, that is a problem that most of us face in our life, and that is we think that divine is very much secluding us. So we are here and God is here, and then we cannot bridge this gap. That is a problem that you're facing right now. If you are simply looking at your circumstances that are looking very terrible, they are looking sad, and you're feeling depressed, and you're feeling anxiety and stress coming into your life, that's because you don't want to see that God is there for you. He's always there for you. He doesn't forget you. He always remembers you. He's always keeping you safe. But the problem is that you don't want to be that way. You don't want to receive His blessings. You don't want to see His presence. And the problem with most of us is that we wake up each day and blame everything that's happening wrong in our life. And we blame, in a way, we blame parts of what's not going right in our life, saying that God, you are the one who's doing these terrible things to me. So because of you, I'm poor. Because of you, I'm unmarried, or I'm in a bad relationship, or it's because of you that my children don't love me. It's because of you that I have these health problems. It's because of you that my parents don't love me. It's because of you that I have a very bad rivalry with my sibling. And it's because of you that I'm not getting right offers at workplace or not making enough money or whatever. So these are some very common aspects of our life that all of us blame divine for. Now tell me something. God is not going to hold your hand and make you work. God is not going to teach you to be kind to others. God is not going to teach you to be respectful of others. These are the things that you have to learn on your own. God is not going to come and do everything for you. You have to carry your weight. But you don't want to carry your weight. You want everything to come easy to you, and it will come to you. But the problem is that you don't want to do the hard. So, what kind of hard work am I talking about? I'm talking about you waking up every day and becoming grateful where you are right now. It doesn't matter the circumstances you're in, you're doing in a way better than somebody else on this planet. Just look at your life and see where you are. There is one person on this planet that you can find that is doing worse than you. And when you look at that person and you look at yourself, don't look at people who are doing better than you. Of course, they are doing better because they have great thought process. They're thinking great thoughts about themselves and about others. And some of it is, of course, past karma also. So, whatever you're carrying from past life, karmic debt that you're carrying is playing, of course. And I say that you can evade karmic debt. You have to pay the price of your actions, if not in this time, then next time that you're taking birth as a human. But in a way, you can reduce the effects. And how can you reduce the effects? By doing better for yourself and for others. If you keep on continuing to be unkind to others, become aggressive, hurt animal, you are reducing yourself to a level where you're not working as a human having a divine experience. You're most likely working as a human having a very human experience, and that experience is very, very negative. You don't want to live your life from a point of well-being. You don't want the well-being of others. If somebody is doing better than you, then you become jealous, you become greedy because you've never seen so much of money, or you are unkind to people who are not doing so well financially. And I've seen this so many times. Just the other day, one of my very close friends told me about a story about how this young gentleman was threatening a house help, telling her that her entry into the society will be banned if she dares to leave his job. Now she's a cook, and imagine her plight. If she leaves his job, then she's going to get a lot of uh, repercussions. That's what he threatened her with. He threatened her, saying that I'm a lawyer and I will, make sure that you never work again in your life. What kind of society are we coming into? Are we becoming really this harsh and this unkind and ungrateful? This lady is cooking your three meals. You're not even capable of cooking your own meals, and then you want her not to quit her job despite knowing that she might have some sort of family problems going on. In a way, we create our own circumstances. So, how do we create these circumstances? We create these circumstances by simply creating a lot of negative self talk in our mind. We talk rubbish about others, we talk rubbish about ourselves, and we tell ourselves, oh, this is the way the world operates. I have to be unkind, I have to be this way, and I have to be this strong individual. You know how you become strong in life? By being kind to others. That is your strength. If a person is always angry, if a person is always standing their ground, if a person is always trying to prove their point, they are not at all intelligent or powerful or strong. In fact, they're the weakest people on this planet. So, second point is that you worry too much about how others are living their life. You don't worry about how you are living your life, how you're waking up every day and becoming jealous, becoming irritated, angry at others because they're leading a better life. So if you look at my life or you look at somebody else's life and you say, oh, this person is doing so well, they have so much of money, they have great relationships, they must be so much enjoying their life. And look at me, I have nothing in my life. I don't have any money, I don't have great relationships, I'm not even having a great, you know, home environment, and I'm going through all of this crap in my life. And in a way, my life is no better than that of an insect. Isn't that what you say to yourself? You use these words all the time. मेरी लाइफ तो बहुत खराब है, मेरी तो लाइफ एक नाली के कीड़े से भी बुरी है, ये बोलते हैं ना. We say like that, don't we? Why do we say like that about ourselves? Like, why looking at an insect and saying that this insect has a bad life? That insect is roaming freely, enjoying and living a life. How do you know that they're living a bad life? How do you know? And how can you compare your life with others? How can you do that? You might be seeing a rosy picture on the outside, but you don't know what internal battles that person is going through or what they've gone through in their life. Everyone has gone through something or the other in their life: emotional, physical, mental, financial troubles. You don't know that. You simply look at everybody around you and you just compare yourself with them. And because in this day and age where everything is on social media, so you open up your apps and every day in the morning you take up 90% of that jealousy jar and you fill it up every day. 100% of that jealousy jar is filled up by the end of the day. You keep on looking at other people's lives and you keep on comparing your life to them, and then you forget that you also have a life and you can improve your life. But you don't want to improve your life, you just want to sit in a corner, crib about yourself to yourself and to others and everybody around you, and then you want to point fingers when things are going bad. Coming on to the third point, how do we get in alignment with the divine power? How do we know what kind of plan God has for us? The problem is that you don't want to listen. You've lost your listening capability. You want to listen to everybody, as I was saying, around you. You want to get a feedback from everybody, but you don't rely on your internal feedback. You have to start depending on this internal feedback of yours. There's a divine intelligence right within you. Your soul has a direct connection with the divine, but to access that connection, you have to form some sort of stillness in your mind. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to sit for 30 minutes in deep meditation. And is it asking for too much? Something that you can do. If you can give 1 hour to your OTT platforms that are just having a lot of rubbish spewed at you, you can also sit for 30 minutes just with yourself. Keep your eyes closed, keep your spine straight, and if you need headphones, you can use headphones and you can listen to music, because that way you will actually focus on the music rather than on the thoughts coming in your mind. Don't focus on the thoughts that are coming in your mind. They are going to come, they're going to gate crash your party. But that's okay. You'll just let them gate crash your party. You're not going to look at them as anything except noisy people who've come gate crashed your party and they are now going away. Or a loud train that's rumbling through your neighborhood. Yes, don't be bothered about what others are doing. Don't be bothered about how others are behaving with you. Don't react to the world. Become stable in your mind. But of course, how can we become stable? Because we are wasting our time doing everything possible not to be of a stable mind. Coming on to the fourth point, a breakthrough is going to come into your life. Now, if you're not aware that a breakthrough has come into your life, you'll never realize that it's there. An opportunity is going to come your way that has been sent by the divine to clear a better path for you, to make a better path for you, and to get you on that path. But the problem is that you don't want to see it. You have too many goggles on your face. You remove one pair of goggles and then put another. Sometimes they're rosy eyed goggles, or sometimes they're very, very dark and dingy goggles. And you don't want to look at this world as something that is very, very interactive. You think of yourself as one entity that's just here on this planet. who's just here to build a life, make money, make family, or live in isolation or whatever your way of living is. And either you want to travel a lot or you want to build some enterprise, or as I keep saying, this is your path. But you don't want to look out of that box. You don't want to see yourself as an individual who's always interacting with the divine. In whichever way you are interacting, most of it is actually negative, and you don't understand that there is a shift in energy that comes to you, and that shift in energy comes to you at a point in your life where your life pivots actually. But most of us do not see that pivot. So that pivot actually comes when you're going through some very tough times. It doesn't come when you're going through good times actually. That pivot comes to you when you're facing a lot of troubles, you have a lot of mental demons in your mind, and you're facing a lot of tough times, and you're going through some unimaginable uh, truths, and you don't want to accept as truths that are actually real about you, about how you're thinking, and you get a shock, and then you use that shock to even become better. But the problem is that you don't know how to see that this shock has come or this pivot has come in my life to make it better. You only see that pivot as something of a tragedy or sadness in your life, and then you don't want to improve your life. So many people will actually tell you that they changed their life around when they went through this pivot. And there are lots of examples of people who have changed their life around when they went through that pivot. And everybody has to go through that. That fine tuning has to happen to people because their mind is very, very scattered. Their mind is not in alignment with the divine power. Whenever you're going through that pivot, and as I said, it's going to come in a way in which it's going to shock you. There will be some hard truths that you're going to face in your life about yourself. So that is a time when you must understand that great things are coming my way. But the problem is that I cannot look at my life, oh, great things are coming my way, but right now I'm feeling very sad. Yes, you are going to feel sad. You're going to feel let down. You're going to feel as if life is totally shattered for you because one day you'll wake up and your life is going to come crashing down. It's going to happen. It might have already happened with you. And when your life comes crashing down, that is a cue for you to understand that you're not supposed to lose your wits about yourself, that life is actually going to pivot. If you firmly stand your ground and don't blame others, don't blame the divine, do your work. And what is that work? Stillness. You have to still that mind of yours. You have to become even more aware of that divinity around you. And divinity is always around you. The problem is that only when you go through tough times, you actually speak to the divine. You don't speak to the divine every day, do you? Why? Why don't you do that? Why don't you make God your best friend or your parent or your brother? Do whatever suits you. You want to create a relationship with divine, you have to look at divine in a certain way. So you can look at divine as your parent who's always guiding you, judging where you are, what people have done to you, what circumstances you're in. क्योंकि judgment backfire करती है. Judgment एक गलत energy. You don't need to sit in that energy. क्योंकि judgment एक lack of energy. You're only focusing on lack. You're not focusing on what has to come your way. तो अगर आपको अपनी लाइफ बेटर करनी है तो जजमेंट बंद करनी पड़ेगी. अपने ऊपर ध्यान देना पड़ेगा कि आप किस विचार के इंसान बन रहे हैं। अगर आपके विचार ऐसे हैं जो दूसरों के लिए गलत हैं, खुद के लिए गलत हैं, तो आप उसी पिवट में बैठे रहेंगे और पिवट बहुत लंबा चलेगा। मे बी वो पिवट नहीं, एक नेगेटिव इन्फ्लुएंस बन जाएगा आपकी लाइफ में, वो नेगेटिव एनर्जी में आप बैठे रहेंगे। बट अगर आप समझदार हैं, तो आप एटलीस्ट 30 मिनट्स आज के आज इस बात को बिल्कुल गाँठ बाँध लें कि 30 मिनट्स मुझे रोज़ देने हैं अपने लिए, क्योंकि मेरे को अपनी लाइफ बेटर करनी है। आप जो भी कर रहे हैं ना लाइफ में सब बेटर हो जाएगा, लेकिन आपको 30 मिनट्स देने हैं, 30 मिनट्स ऑफ मेडिटेशन। चलिए 30 मिनट्स नहीं दे सकते, मैं कहती हूँ 15 मिनट ही दे दीजिए। 15 मिनट तो बहुत नहीं है ना, 15 मिनट तो आप निकाल सकते हैं अपनी लाइफ में से। आई एम गोइंग टू एंड माय व्लॉग। अगर आपको ये व्लॉग अच्छा लगा तो डू लाइक, शेयर, सब्सक्राइब एंड कमेंट डाउन बिलो, एंड थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग एंड सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट वन।